At the glamorous prom, I was enjoying the dreamlike night in my carefully chosen dress. 30, no trouble, today is the day. Stephanie and Tobias saw throwing us a backyard prom and I'm actually really excited, compared to my enthusiasm with the dress shopping. The girls and I have been in the spas all morning getting pampered, from nails to waxing and now doing our hair and makeup. It's been a hectic day so far. It's been about a week since my meeting with the party planner and everything regarding the convention is running smoothly so far. I've grown a lot stronger with all the training I've been doing with Dad and everything is officially back to normal. There has been no more attacks on the pack either, so I'm excited to have this night with everyone stress-free. I've painted my nails light blue to go with my dress and did a half down hairstyle in my long blonde hair. They've even recovered dye. I've matched my light blue prom dress with sparkly heels, with a diamond necklace and diamond hoop earrings. Our makeover is complete at the spa and my makeup looks flawless as well. I've had her do a smoky eye with winged eyeliner and a light finish on the rest of my face. Us girls have been separated all day, so I'm super excited to see how the rest of them look too. Thank you so much, Vivian. I squealed to the woman who helped me out all day. You look stunning, honey. It was my pleasure, she replies with a wide smile. After a last coat of setting spray, she gives me the okay and I jump off my chair and race to the front of the store to see the rest of the girls. We're having the limo pick us up here so the boys can get ready at the pack house. Christian said he's getting a haircut today too, so I'm excited. Nothing like seeing your new man with a fresh cut. As soon as I walk into the front of the store I squeal as I see Ali, Evelyn and old up. You guys look so amazing, I say as I run over to hug them. They turn and squeal in return. So do you? OMG, we look so hot right now, Evelyn says as we run into a group hug. We gush for a few more minutes on how great we all look and end up taking some pictures they're seeing as they have a photo wall. Our photo session is interrupted when we hear the honking of a limo outside and make our way towards it. After saying thank yous and goodbyes to all the spa workers, we head inside the limo and take off to Stephanie and Tobias' house. Ali spots a champagne bottle in the limo and we immediately pop it open and pour it into our glasses. To an amazing future with my best friends, Eleanor quotes as we raise our glasses. And to the most amazing people I've ever met, I is smiling widely. We all clink our glasses and have some of our champagne. Good news is we'll be getting pampered all over again in 2 weeks for the Alpha Convention. Evelyn says excitedly. Oh God, I don't know if my skin can handle that wax again, Ali says half-jokingly. We all let out a laugh and nod in agreement. I can't wait to see everything put together. I hope you guys all love it. I ate with a wide grin on my face. Bentley and Christian told me it's going to be the best one yet, Eleanor says reassuringly. After some more conversation, and finishing the bottle of champagne, we finally pull up into Stephanie and Tobias' driveway. Already I can see they've decorated the front with graduation balloons and lights. The limo comes to a halt and we slowly get out of it, with all our parents waiting already in the house. Oh girls, you all look spectacular. Bentley's mum exclaims. My babies are all grown up, Stephanie says with tears in her eyes. We all chuckle at her statement as we walk closer to all the adults. Mary, you look beautiful, just like your mother. She would be so proud of you, Dad says to me with tears beginning to show in his eyes. I hug him tightly for a few moments. All right girls, picture before the guys come, Tobias says as he walks out of the house with Annabelle. She even dresses up in a pink flow dress for the occasion. I hope one day I can look as beautiful as you guys during my prom, she says as we stand together for pictures. Stephanie created a whole backdrop with grad balloons and streamers. You'll look even better, butterfly, I say softly as we all start posing. Stephanie takes tons of pictures of us making serious faces, smiling and even being full-on goofy. Our photo session comes to an end as the guys' limo pulls into the driveway. We all walk back onto the pavement and stand with the parents to meet up with the guys. One by one the guys get out and meet up with each of us, and lastly Christian comes out of the limo. Yep, definitely digging the all-black suit, with a light blue tie and new haircut. He looks hot. Christian walks over to me and places a delicate kiss on my cheek. You look breathtaking, Angel, he whispers in my ear as he places my corsage on my wrist. You look pretty hot yourself, I reply, smiling widely. Okay, more pictures, CM kids. Fiona, Ally's mom, says. We all once again make our way in front of the backdrop. We take solo pictures, group pictures with all different combinations, family pictures and couple pictures. Christian and I took pictures in tons of different poses, varying from kissing to acting completely silly. I knew he was doing this for me, as he isn't into this type of stuff, but I was super appreciative in his effort. Okay guys, on a count of 3. Melissa exclaims as the parents pull out their cameras to watch us throw our graduation caps that carry bot in the air. 1, we all yell in unison. We all throw out caps in the air and cheer loudly. Christian bends down and kisses me lightly on my lips at the occasion. I smile widely as we part and end up in a group hug with everyone. This is definitely going to be a moment to remember forever. Once all the pictures were done, we shared more cocktails with our parents in their front yard where we talked about old and new memories, enjoying each other's company. I remember when young Christian first started high school. His voice was going through puberty at the time and Evelyn would bug him about it every chance she'd get the little mischievous thing. Anyways, I get a call from the principal in Christian's first day saying that he lost his shirt. Tobias and I could only wonder what the hell he was doing without a shirt to begin with. But surely enough, when we went to pick him up, he was half naked at school the whole day. Stephanie says as she recounts a story from their childhood. I could never imagine Christian with a high-pitched voice and young. Right when I met him, he was definitely a fully grown man with quite the deep voice. It's caused Jackson aired me to throw my shirt out of the science class window. I got $5 from losing my shirt. Christian explains and we all start laughing. Once the sun started setting, the parents ended up going home and Stephanie led us to the back of the house. She boarded up an entire section and decorated it with balloony lights. There was a small drink and food table, and some speakers for music. Thank you so much, Stephanie and Tobias. You've outdone yourselves, I say as we all look around their backyard where they've created our prom space. No thank you. Stephanie had a blast planning everything, Tobias says, smiling. They both excuse themselves and leave the rest of us in the backyard to continue our party. Who would all thought we'd get here, boys? Justin says as he opens up a bottle of champagne for us. He pours each of us a glass before setting the bottle down on the table again. It feels like just yesterday we were shifting for the first time, Bentley adds. What's it like? I asked curiously. I've always wondered how it must feel for your body to morph forms completely. Absolute hell for the first time. Imagine someone breaking each and every one of your bones individually throughout a long period of time. But the more you practice, the less it hurts. Nowadays it doesn't hurt at all, Evelyn explains, and my eyes widen in shock. I sure am glad you're not a werewolf after all. Who remembers when Justin found out Evelyn was his mate? Hallie says, laughing at the memory. It must have been really nice to grow up all together like they did. I envy them at times for that. Telling Christian was probably the most stressful moment of my life, Justin replies, half chuckling. Christian only snickers at his comment. One of my best friends being mated to my twin sister wasn't exactly something I was expecting. I'm sorry for punching you, Christian says, and I turned to him in shock. He punched the poor guy because his sister was Justin's mate. You punched him? I asked, surprised. He knocked me out with one blow. He was going to send me to the cells if it wasn't for Stephanie controlling him. Justin says, and they all laugh at the situation. It's crazy sometimes to think that just a couple years ago, I was a dumb-ass boy, Christian says. Now I'm running this whole place. He adds, chuckling. Remember when you said you were going to make us scream a mandatory dinner item as one of your first new rules as Alpha? Evelyn says, chuckling. Damn, I forgot. Christian says, wide. Seeing Christian so professional all the time. Sometimes I forget he too is just a kid at heart. We talked and reminisced for a little while longer until Eleanor turned up the music and we decided to start dancing a little. Our entire night consisted of us enjoying each other's company while cracking jokes, dancing around to the music and even playing a few rounds of beer pong. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeline Nilben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. A slow song ended up coming on, and we all danced in our own worlds with our mates. You have given me more than I could ever have imagined, Amelia. I will spend the rest of my life trying to be worthy of being yours. G-timey Christian whispers to me as we sway gently to the music, his hand on my waist and mine behind his neck. Christian, you've saved me. You've given me a life better than I could have ever dreamed. I love you. Tu es agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nobel. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I whisper back. He gently cups my face and we kiss softly. Tingles and warmth spreading throughout my body. How about we get out of here? I say as we part from our kiss. It's well past 1 am, and I'm ready to bring Christian to my surprise. Sure, you'll get a car to the pack house, Christian says in agreement. That won't be necessary. I've arranged something already for us, I say grinning. Christian gives me a curious face as his eyebrows furrow. All right, guys. We're going to call it a night. Good night, everyone. I say as I pull Christian off the dance floor. They all wave by and we walk back to the front of the house, where I've arranged one of Christian's cars to be parked. Unfortunately, I don't drive, so Christian will have to do that part. But I booked a hotel room for us in one of the most luxurious hotels nearby for the night to get away. You'll have to verbally tell him the directions so he doesn't know right away about our destination. Goodbye, Stephanie and Tobias. Thank you for everything, I say to the couple before we leave their house. By Mom and Dad, Christian also says. They wave us goodbye as well, and Christian and I make our way into his car. He opens the door for me as I get in and quickly goes around to get in the car himself. Where am I driving us? He asks as he puts the keys into the ignition. He'll tell you when to turn. Just start by driving out of the territory, I explain, and he sends me another curious look, to which I respond by giggling. Don't worry, we'll be back by tomorrow, and I've notified everyone of our absence for the night, mister. Alpha, I say it easily. Looks like you've got this all figured out, don't you, Angel, he says in a joking tone. Turn left on the freeway, and get off at exit 46, I say as we leave the territory. He nods and complies as he drives down the freeway. Left, I say as I guide him through the small street once we get off the freeway. The hotel is only 15 minutes away, so that if there's an emergency, I know we can get back easily. Right, left, oh, pull in here. I motion to the hotel valet at the front and Christian complies. He looks at me with a bright smile on his face as he gives me an understanding nod. Under what name, please? The valet guy says to Christian. Christian Black, I say from my side of the car. The valet guy nods, and we both get out of the car. I make my way to the trunk and grab both Christian's and my overnight bag, which I packed last night while he was out patrolling. Leah, you didn't have to do all this for me, Christian says as he takes both our bags and we walk into the hotel lobby. I wanted to, Christian. You do so much for me. I wanted to surprise you too, I say grinning. He smiles back at me and we walk up to the front desk. Reservation under Christian Black, please, I say to the woman at the front desk. After some computer tapping, credit card scanning and signing of papers, she finally hands us our room key and we make our way up the elevator to the penthouse suite. I had them stock the room with all our favorite foods and drinks. Christian loves Doritos, so I put extra bags of them. The elevator door opens and we walk into the hallway. Christian lets me lead him down the hallway, where I stop in front of our hotel room and using the key, open it. Both our eyes light up and take in the features of the room as soon as I turn the lights on. It's super spacious and modern with a sleek dark wood meets black and white design, and huge windows overlooking the city. There's a nice spacious kitchen, living room, dining room area, and of course our bedroom and bathroom. This place crazy, Christian says as he sets our bags down in the bedroom. There's a king-sized bed, with 2 nightstands on each end, large glass windows that led onto a balcony, a wooden desk and a couch in our bedroom. There's also a door to the bathroom connected to the bedroom. When I saw the pictures, I never expected it to be this spectacular. I got us late checkout tomorrow so we can enjoy room service in the morning, I say giddily. Once our bags are on the floor, I quickly excuse myself in the bathroom while Christian changes out of his suit. I better do this now before I chicken out. As soon as I told Evelyn about being finally ready to mate with him a few days ago, She dragged me to Victoria's Secret for over 2 hours searching for a good set of lingerie. I'm no virgin. It seems as though I'm going to be spending the rest of my life with this person. I am pretty nervous to finally give myself away. I know I trust and love him. I know I'm ready. I wash my body quickly and exfoliate before putting on my lingerie. It's a white-laced one-piece. And despite its coverage, it's very comfortable. I decide on brushing my teeth again, as well, and putting on some perfume and deodorant. Okay, Amelia. You can do this, I whisper to myself as I finish cleaning everything up in the bathroom and prepare myself to go back into the bedroom. 1, 2. I count in my head and turn the door handle, practically barging back into the room. Lewitt's Christian turns abruptly at my loud intrusion, but quickly loses his train of thought as his eyes take in my appearance. My cheeks heat up as his orbs trail down my figure, and I grow quickly uncomfortable in the silence. Beautiful, he whispers out finally, his eyes quickly turning pitch black. He drops whatever he was doing and walks over to me, cupping my cheeks so that my eyes meet his gaze. Leah, I'm fighting for control here, he says shakily. His hands begin to trail down my arms and hips. Don't fight it, I say as confidently as I can. His body tenses and his eyes roam back up to my face, with a curious expression. Amelia, you do know what that entails, right? He says as his flicker across my face for any sense of hesitation. Christian, I love you, and am ready if you are, I reply calmly. Even though my heart is beating about 1,000,000 times a minute, something about being with Christian takes all my worries away. Christian doesn't even reply before he scoops up my thighs and wraps them around his waist, carrying me to the bed. Not once does his gaze meet my very own hazel eyes. He sets me down gently and takes off his shirt, exposing his broad chest and toned 8-pack. He then leans down once more and his lips meet my hungry. We move in perfect sync, as his hands trail down my body, touching every curve, whereas mine get lost in his silky black locks, intertwining together. Amelia, are you absolutely sure? He asks, breathless as he pulls away from my kiss only slightly, his face inches from mine. Always, I reply, just as breathless. Smiles grow on both of our faces and our lips meet once again. Tingles and warmth erupt through my body. No one could ever make me feel the way he does, and I know I could never love anyone else more than I love him. 31. Une nouvelle reigned es loops. The feeling on sunlight on my eyelids initially awakes me from the slumber I was in, and I open my eyes a little disoriented, seeing as though I'm not in my bedroom. As soon as I look over at a sleeping Christian, who's snoring just inches away from my face, last night's events come flashing back to me. My cheeks heat up just at the thought of our night. Let's just say I'm not even the slightest bit disappointed that I will be only with him for the rest of my life. I start to move my body, clinging onto my sheet to cover myself up a bit, and I already feel a little bit of soreness. Despite my aching, I lean over the bed and grab a pair of panties and one of Christian's large shirts from our suitcases and throw them on. Good morning, Angel, I hear Christian's groggy voice, and tingles stronger than ever pulsate on my cheek, where his fingers trace. Hello, I reply as I turn around to face him again, my cheeks heating up as I meet his beautiful blue orbs, and slight smirk on his face. Last night was, Christian starts. Yeah, I nod in agreement and we both smile one more. Christian pulls me by my waist effortlessly, bringing me much closer to him as he leans in and kisses me good morning. The warmth and tingles are on a whole new level now that we've completed the mate bond and am finally starting to understand its effects. He gently pulls away and pushes one of my stray hairs away from my face. Are you okay? Did I hurt you at all? He asks more seriously as he pushes himself up from the bed in a sitting position. I'm fine, Christian, besides being a little sore. Don't worry so much, I reply, giving him my best smile. Hungry, I add. How about a shower first? He asks with a grin. Can't get enough, can you, Alpha Wolfie? I say teasingly, a smile growing on my face. Never, he replies, smirking. He picks me up and I squeal as he wraps my legs around his waist and carries me to the bathroom. Do you really need all the packs of maple syrup for 3 pancakes? I ask Christian as he drowns his breakfast in maple syrup. It's the best part. One day we'll visit a Canadian pack and you'll learn what real maple syrup tastes like, he replies, grinning. After our shower, we got changed and decided to order room service to eat breakfast in our room on the balcony. Christian ordered a full un-English breakfast, whereas I just got a waffle with fresh fruits and English cream. Is there packs all around the world? I ask him curiously. Have I really been living among werewolves my entire life yet? We used to even have a king, but after a rebellion, everyone claimed their own territories and started their own reigns and packs, and the system was demolished. Now we have alliances, but every alpha strength depends on the size and strength of their pack, Christian explains. It's weird that there's this whole world no one knows about. How is the rogue situation? I reply. I already feel my food baby coming on from this huge breakfast. Ever since the attack, it's been really quiet. I'm sure they have something planned. It's just a matter of when, Christian says. Full. I push the rest of my breakfast towards Christian, who I know will gladly finish it. How would you feel about doing the lunar ceremony? It's okay if you're not already, just seeing as though we're mated and the Alpha Convention is coming up in a few weeks. It might be a good time, he adds. Sure. I mean, what is the ceremony though? I ask in return as Christian polishes off the remainder of his and my breakfast. How this man eats so much and is so fit amazes me every day. It will be in front of the whole pack. I cut my palm. You cut yours. Just agree to some of the statements I say. And then everyone swears their allegiance to you. He explains and I nod in comprehension. That doesn't seem too bad. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilbe, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Whatever you want to do with it, I reply. How about this afternoon? My schedule is relatively clear. And the bonfire is tonight, so that can be our little celebration, he suggests, and I go wide-eyed. I thought I could get a little more time in advance, but I guess I could see as it's not that hard. Okay, that sounds good, but only if we finally go visit the orphanage, I say excitedly. We haven't been yet and I think it would be really fun. Oh gosh, now I'll have to find another dress and get my hair done tonight. I decide to get up from my seat and bring the dishes inside on the tray left by room service. Christian follows close behind. I'll call Cecilia for a date, he replies, grinning. I think we should get back to the pack. Thanks for the night, Leah. He adds and kisses me on the neck. I'll pack okay, I'll clean up a bit. I reply as I clean some of the dishes we used and fix the blankets in the living room. After about 30 minutes we finished cleaning the hotel room, packed our bags and checked out. Now we're on our way back to the pack house. Luckily we'll be back just after lunch, which will leave us both a good amount of time to get ready thing tonight. Hey Christian, can I learn how to drive? Do you know any driving schools nearby? I ask him as he is driving down the freeway. Yeah. The one we all went to is only 20 minutes away from the territory. Could we maybe wait until after the Alpha Convention? He replies. Sure, yay. Now I can drive your sports cars, I say giddily, and Christian starts joking and coughing. Oh well, see about that when you get your license, Leah. They're my babies, he replies, half laughing. You'll need a car to practice in. I really like your Mustang, I say. Now I'm honestly just bucking him a little bit. There's no way I'd practice in his sports cars. But once I do get my license, I'm planning on buying a convertible. Let's settle this with a maybe. I'll evaluate your driving on our golf carts first, he replies as we pull into the driveway of the pack house. Christian shuts off the engine and grabs our bags from the trunk as I get out of the car myself. We walk hand in hand in the pack house, greeting the few members we walk by. You guys are back. We're greeted by a full living room once we get off the elevator on our floor, and Evelyn running in my arms. Christian has to hold my back up from the force that Evelyn rushes into my arms in. Be careful, Christian mumbles as he continues to walk into the living room, leaving me being suffocated by Evelyn. You smell different. Oh my goddess. She starts to say much louder, getting the attention of Bentley, Eleanor, Jackson, Christian and Justin. You guys mated, she yells out and breaks out of my arms squealing. The heat rushes to my cheeks and I become super uncomfortable. Seriously, Evelyn, Christian says in a growl. He takes a hold of my hand and drags me down the hall, leaving everyone else in the living room behind. He opens the door to our room, and once we're both in, he puts out bags down and sighs. I'm sorry for her. She doesn't know how to shut her mouth sometimes, Christian says, rubbing his temple. I walk over to him and wrap my arms around his torso, resting my head on his chest. It's fine, Christian. A little embarrassing, but fine. She's one of my best friends, do I say reassuringly. He sighs once more and returns my embrace. You just smell like me now. Every werewolf will know that you're E-mated. And with my scent they'll know you're high rank too. He explains further. I can feel him rest his head on the crook of my neck. Okay, we should go back and see why everyone is on our living room. Let's go Alpha Wolfie, I say, giggling slightly at his new nickname. Everyone sees him as some super strong and tough person. So a child like nickname suits him perfectly for me. Well, go if you promise to never call me that in front of anyone, he says, chuckling. I nod and we make our way back to the living room. Everyone seems to be exactly where we left them. I'm sorry for my outburst, Evelyn says shamefully as everyone sees us ray into the room. Don't worry about it, I say enthusiastically. Christian only grunts in reply. We heard the lunar ceremony is tonight. Do you need some help getting ready? Ali says, luckily changing our awkward conversation topic. Yes, please, I say, relieved. The stress has been slowly creeping in the back of my mind as the day goes by. So I'm glad the girls are here to help me out. My mom and Annabelle should be here soon too. How long until the ceremony? Evelyn asks. 4 p.m. So you guys have 3 hours, Christian replies as he gets a ring on his cell phone. I got to take this, he says, and he turns towards his office. See you later, beautiful. I love you, I hear him say in my mind. A small smile creeps onto my face from his little message. Okay, let's go to your room. Eleanor jumps up from the bed and squeals. All the girls usher me back to my bedroom. Meanwhile, the guys stay in the living room watching TV. The second we all walk into my bedroom, everyone spreads out searching for the perfect outfit, makeup looks and hairstyles. This is going to be a very long afternoon. Okay, honey, you don't need to stress, you look stunning and the pack already loves you. I'll walk down with you, and we will give you the lunar position. You are free to say some words to the pack, only if you do like. They will all bow in respect once you are appointed, and then our bonfire will take place, Stephanie says as we wait inside for the okay to make our way onto the field. The girls spent the afternoon helping me out to get ready, and help calm my nerves. We decided on a knee-length white dress off, the shoulder dress with a lace pattern which I paired with white sandals and straightened hair. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for all your amazing pep talks and support, I say, smiling. She has truly tried her best to be here for me and I appreciate it dearly. Always, honey. Now CM on there ready for us. Stephanie replies, smiling. She grabs my arm and we walk with our arms linked down to the field where I can already hear tons of people talking amongst themselves. As soon as we come into view, everyone immediately stopped talking and looked in our direction. My heart is practically beating out of my chest as we walk to the front seats to wait for Christian's introduction. Stephanie gives me a reassuring squeeze as we finally sit down in the front row. Good afternoon, Don Pride Pack. Today is the day we'll officially be giving my mate, Amelia Evans, the lunar title at Dawn Pride. Firstly, we will hear some words from my mother, Lunist Stephanie, Christian says as he starts the ceremony. Stephanie gets up from her chair and walks onto the small stage to speak to everyone. It was such an honor to lead this pack for the past 25 years. Thank you all for showing me so much kindness and inclusiveness from the first day I entered this pack. I know Amelia is more than ready for this new role, and am extremely excited to see everything she has in store for this pack. I give my title to Dawn Pride, she says as she slits her palm and drops it in some sort of bowl at the front of the stage. Everyone cheers and then she finally sits back down beside me. Thank you, Mom. Now I'd like to introduce everyone to my mate, Amelia. Your new lunar, Christian announces, and I realize it's now my turn to get up. I take one deep breath and walk on the stage to meet up with Christian. He holds my hand and faces me. Amelia Evans, do you promise to lead Dawn Pride Pack with loyalty, integrity and pride? Will you honor your role and treat every pack individual like your own family? Will you be there for each and every member and provide a role model for the future of this pack? Do you vow your all to this pack? Christian says in a very professional tone, yes. I accept this role with honor, I state, trying my best to not mumble and speak loud. Christian hands me a small knife, where I have to slit my palm. Once I do the task, I hand the knife back to Christian and he does the same. We join palms and a weird sensation overflows in my body, almost as if light is shining on it and a newfound force has bounded to it. Dawn Pride. Welcome Muna Amelia into our pack, Christian states with a wide smile across his face. Everyone bows down to us and I can't believe what I'm seeing. Had I known for months ago I was about to lead hundreds of people by moving to California, I would have thought that was impossible. I would just like to say that I plan on trying my absolute best on being someone who can be here for each and everyone in this pack. I'm not perfect, but I will try my hardest to be for everyone here. I am extremely grateful for each and every one of you and I am looking forward to our future here together. Thank you Dawn Pride for believing in me, I state with my newfound confidence and force. But Pat gets up from bowing and starts cheering loudly. I feel Christian slip his arm around my waist and kiss my forehead. You're amazing, he says through mind link. Okay everyone, let's start the barbecues. Hamburgers on the Alpha. Christian cheers and everyone gets up from their seats to make their way closer to the pack house, where there's picnic chairs and barbecues. Me and Christian are the last to leave, as people stopped by to congratulate and pay respect to us. We walk hand in hand towards the barbecues. I feel like I'm on cloud 9. Everything I think you won't handle well, or I don't think you can overcome. You do, Amelia. I have a bad habit of underestimating your strength, Christian says during our short walk. I guess I'll just have to keep proving you wrong then, I reply with a wide grin. He lets me walk ahead and twirls me around whilst I giggle at his actions. As I turn back towards him, he leans in and kisses me softly. Come on, lovebirds. We're waiting to eat here. I hear Bentley shout from just a little bit ahead of us. Christian pulls away and growls lowly. Meanwhile, I just giggle at his comment. We resume our walk and arrive to the scene in no time. Christian mans the grill while I pass out all the food to everyone. Once everyone got theirs, we finally made our own meals and took a seat. Look at our new little Luna. You did great up there, Jackson says while we're all eating. If someone told me Jackson's cousin would become my Luna, I would have thought they were crazy. Evelyn says laughing. Jackson can barely decide between a peanut, butter or jam sandwich, let alone let anyone. Dude, you should just put them together, Justin, Butsonen suggests. I want to, but like it's so hard to get the right consistency, you know. Jackson exclaims and we all laugh at him again. The dinner and bonfire was really nice. The teenagers played a football game, while the elders roasted marshmallows with the young children around the fire. I got to get to know a lot more pack members on a personal level and it's crazy how welcoming and nice everyone is around here. At around 11 p.m. Christian called it a night and we all retired back to our bedrooms. Christian, I fall asleep instantly after such a long day, and almost no sleep last night. I spend the night surrounded by warmth and security in his arms. Tatito, not Remy Ray Soire. Wakey wakey Leah, I hear revel and yell as she jumps on my bed, squishing me in the process. Today is finally the day of the Alpha Convention and everything has tied together beautifully. I stayed at the ballroom hall spa late last night to finish up the final details, so that today all I had to do was get ready and arrive early to check up on everything. I groan as I shift in the bed, noticing Christian's sigh cold. I guess he left earlier this morning. Christian has been very busy these past few weeks, between the extra patrols, to making sure every Alpha is coming and is properly accommodated. This past week has been mostly a blur. Both Christian and I have been working like crazy for this event. My body has also gotten much stronger. I managed to pin down Jackson during training yesterday. Evelyn, it's too early, I groan as I place a pillow on top of my face, attempting to block out the light. Leah, the event starts in 6 hours. We've left you sleep long enough, she says, pulling the pillow off my head. Damn, it's already 12. The stylists are coming up now. So just brush your teeth and throw on a robe. They'll be doing the rest of us in the living room. Eleanor kicked the guys out earlier this morning. Addie says walking closer to the bed and throwing a robe at me. Evelyn finally gets off me, which allows me to slowly sit up. Do you guys mind getting some coffee? I say as I pull the blankets off my frame. Already on it. CM on guys, we have to go. Leah, you have 5 minutes to get your butt into the living room. Eleanor says as she walks into the room. Allie and Evelyn rush out of the bedroom squealing, following Eleanor back into the hall. I go once more and slip out of bed. After throwing my hair into a messy bun, brushing my teeth and putting on the baby pink silk robe, I exit my bedroom to start getting ready for tonight. Thankfully, the stylists Evelyn hired will be doing all the hard work for me. Here are your heels, Luna Amelia. You look stunning. Gloria, my stylist for the day, says as she walks into my closet, where I just finished putting on my dress. I started out the day with full body waxing, which definitely woke me up. Next was a bath that she prepared with vanilla oils, followed by hair washing. Once blow dried, she curled my hair and stuck it in a high ponytail, with some long bangs of curls left out. I got my nails done yesterday, which were red and gold, so next was makeup. She didn't put much foundation or concealer, but she played with a warm golden palette for my eyeshadow, put on some fake eyelashes, and a deep red lip color. It was time for me to put on my dress, and my gold-colored heels. Thank you, Gloria, for everything. You've made me feel like a princess for the day, I say excitedly as I hug her. She did a great job, and a wonderful person to talk to for the task for hours. After retreating from our hug, I put on my heels and went to look for some jewelry. I decided on gold hoop earrings, with a gold necklace, with a diamond on it. Once finally finished getting ready, I walk back out of my room and meet up with the girls in the living room. We all went out separate ways getting ready during the day, so I'm excited to see them already. There's only 2 hours until guests start to arrive, so we'll need to head over to the event soon. Goddamn Luna, you sure are going to be giving Christian a hard time tonight, Eleanor says as I walk into the living room. I must say, this dress definitely complements my curves, that have finally reappeared after the whole kidnapping situation. It just got hella hot in here, Riley says, pretending to wipe sweat off her head. My brother is a hell of a lucky guy, Evelyn says, smiling as we all take in each other's appearances. Are you kidding? You all look stunning, I say to the girls. Evelyn is wearing a black strapless gown. Eleanor is wearing a silver sparkly mermaid gown, and Allie is wearing a royal blue sweetheart gown. The limo is outside Reggie, our guard for the day, says as we walks out of the elevator. We all nod and make our way into the elevator. There's a bit of an awkward silence in the elevator, as we all stayed silent in the serious gaze of Reggie. Let's just say HES not much of a talker. Hello, Angel. Are you on your way? Christian mind links me as we get into the white limo. Leaving now? Where are you guys? I link back. In the office going over last security details. He replies, Thea, how are you feeling about meeting everyone tonight? Interrupted in my conversation with Eleanor asking me a question. Honestly, I'm more worried about how everyone would react with me being human. I chuckle nervously. I wouldn't worry about it. Christian will be with you all night, and no one dare disrespect him. Evelyn replies reassuringly. Plus, with the way you look, trust me, they won't be paying attention to your human adds. I'm so happy I have you girls. You're all the best, I say, smiling. We're here, Reggie says as he pulls into the long driveway leading to the hall. I've arranged a valet to bring everyone inside, and another to drive each pack's car back to the hotel and bring their bags into their rooms. The car comes to a halt and a man comes and opens the door for us. Good evening, Luna. A man extends his hand to me as I get out of the car. Thank you, Jeremy, I smile at one of our pack members. We managed to employ quite a bit of our pack members for this weekend, and a lot of them were eager for extra cash. I walk up to the entrance with the rest of the girls eagerly. Luna, Amelia, welcome. I hope everything is as expected. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben, Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. The party planner says as soon as I walk into the doors. She's also dressed in a simple green borgan, with a checklist in her hands. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Gosh, it's wonderful, I exclaim as we all look around. The first room we walk into is the entrance and coat check. The entire building has a Parisian, Victorian style, with cream-colored walls and hardwood flooring. There's a few brown leather couches in the first room for a few guests and a large nature-filled arch into the entrance of the dining room. I hired a gardening sculpture to incorporate the greens of leaves, with some flowers and some fairy lights in the arch, so that it makes for a very grand entrance as you officially enter the venue. There's workers who hand you a warm towel and a glass of champagne as you check in your coat and walk through the archway. I've made sure to have photographers all around the event to take pictures of all the couples. The archway is definitely the main piece of the room. It was a great idea to incorporate. Ophelia replies. We all nod to her remark. I have to check on the kitchen. Feel free to look around. If there's anything out of place, please come and find me. She adds before rushing off to finalize everything for the venue. Holy shitly, I'm speechless, Evelyn says as we walk through the archway into the dining room. We've got to take some bomb-ass pictures later, Eleanor adds. We all nod in agreement, taking in the detail of the beautiful greenery. To our agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nobel, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Ali says as we walk into the dining room. I chuckle as the other girls also have their mouths wide open, starting at the room. The Parisian style has followed through the room, where there's about 300 tables, with 8 chairs each, on one wall. It's solely windows facing our beautiful forest views. The ceiling is designed with tons of glass chandeliers, with rows of leaves, fairy lights, flowers flowing from each chandelier on the ceiling. The chairs are cream-cushioned, with a dark brown wood unfinished, and the tables are dressed in white cotton table covers. There's lanterns and big rose bouquets as centerpieces of each table. The silver-colored utensils are already folded neatly into the forest green-colored napkins. Each table is numbered and counted for attending. Every guest will give their names and then given the number of their table as they enter. My main theme was very nature's cue for this evening's event. A bit fairy tale, like with the lights and greenery decorations all around the room. At one end of the room, there's a big bar which flows into the room with its Parisian cream color, and I've decorated it with some more bouquets and fairy lights. On the other end of the room, it's the bathrooms. Down the middle, there's a clear pathway that leads into the final room, the ballroom. For the entrance of the ballroom, I hung down vines of leaves and flowers mixed with the same fairy tale lights for the special effect of walking into the next room. The vines also cover what the next room looks like, even though all you have to do is push them out of the way to walk into it. Can you design my wedding? Just like this, OMG, Eleanor says, squealing, and the girls take off walking around the room observing all the details. What's on the menu for dinner? Ali asks as we walk down the pathway leading through the dining hall and towards the next room. As an appetizer, you have the choice between a home salad or French onion soup. For the main course, you either have the pasta primavera, filet mignon with mashed potatoes, or chicken breast with roasted vegetables. As for dessert, there's tiramisu, gelato, cream beer early, or a regular chocolate cake. I reply proudly. Seeing all this come together has given me a huge sense of pride, as it's truly beautiful. How was this only night one? Leah, you've truly outdone yourself. I can't wait to see what else is planned for the event. Ali compliments. Evelyn and Eleanor nod, agreeing to her statement. And now for the final room, I say with a smirk. We all push away the flower-decorated vines and walk into the ballroom. After dinner, the vines will be permanently pushed aside. I thought it would be a cool experience to walk into. Once again, the girls freeze in place and out of the room. The ballroom has the same ceiling-like style as the dining room, with the chandeliers and rows of leaves and flowers connecting them. The ceiling is much higher in this room, and there's also a large stage at the opposite end of the entrance, I made sure to put some cocktail tables with the same white table covers and lanterns on top. There's an arch decoration of greenery on the walls of the ballroom, as well tying the theme all together. The floors are a beige marble in this room, with the same Parisian-style walls. I think it's safe to say my future daughter, Nor has planned the alpha convention of the century. Stephanie says her and Tobias walk closer to the rest of us. This place is beautiful, honey. Better than any we've been to, and it's only the first night. She adds, and I smile proudly. Thank you guys. I'm just glad everything came out as I imagined it. I reply, grinning. Luna, Amelia, how is everything? Is there any finishing touches or last-minute changes? Ophelia says as she enters the room. Everything looks amazing, Ophelia. Do you need help with anything else? I ask in return. Yes, actually. Just going over the guest list one last time. She replies. You take care of that. Well, help out the caterers. Eleanor says, and they all nod. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nobel. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. See you guys. I reply and walk back towards the front of the venue with Ophelia. We went through all the guest list. Their hotel rooms, cars and table numbers for the next hour and 45 minutes. We've created a coupon system for their coats as well as for their rides after the event tonight. The staff is getting all the last-minute details ready since it's supposed to start in 15 minutes. Looks like we're all done here. Ophelia, I hope you have a great time tonight. I say to her as we close our binder of paperwork. She bids me goodbye and I walk out of the back office, towards the entrance. After stepping out of the side door at the entrance, I see everyone in the room waiting. Justin, Evelyn, Eleanor, Bentley, Jackson, Allie, Stephanie, Tobias and Christian. He looks super hot tonight, with his classic black suit with a white undershirt and a red handkerchief to match with my dress color. That's all I've told him about tonight's outfit. As soon as my heels hit the ground, all heads turn towards me. There's the Luna. Damn Millie, this place is crazy, Jackson says first. Christian walks closer to me with hands behind his back, clearly hiding something. You look stunning, Angel. And this place, our event will be the one of the century, he says, smiling widely. Oh, and these are for you, he adds as he brings his hands from behind his back. In his hands he is holding probably one of the biggest bouquets of lilies I've ever seen. I squeal and take them from his hold, sniffing in their lovely scent. My favorite. Thank you, I reply, standing on my tippy toes to kiss him on the cheek. A little birdie told me you forgot this too, he says as he reaches into his suit jacket and pulls out a red mask. Oh my gosh, I planned a masquerade party and forgot to buy a mask. My face goes from panic to relief in seconds as he shows me the mask. You are my savior, I reply dramatically, and he chuckles. We decided to only put on our masks after dinner, but still. Had I not brought a mask, I would look so out of place. The guests are starting to come in. Evelyn squeals with a peek outside. Bentley and Leah, you'll stay here with me to greet everyone. The rest of you guys try and enjoy. Christian states, and we all nod. Leah save me a dance, several jokes, and everyone chuckles as they leave the entrance to enter the dining hall. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nobel. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Bentley and I make our way just in front of the long archway entrance to the dining hall, waiting to greet our first guests. You look beautiful, Amelia. I wish we could go back to our room this second with you looking like that, Christian says, and mind link, and I giggle out loud. Hey, no mind linking without me. Bentley whines and we both laugh at him now. Alpha Christian, Beta Bentley. How are you? A man about a little older than Christian says as he approaches us with what seems to be his mate. At another couple behind them, Alpha Killian, Lunaism, welcome to Dawn Pride, Christian says in a very proud tone. By the tenseness of his back muscles and lowness of his voice, I can tell he has entered his work alpha mode. This is my mate and our Luna. Amelia, he says as he wraps his arm protectively around my waist. What a beautiful woman you are. Nice to meet you, Luna, Amelia, he says, grinning at me, and I smile back in politeness. We'll head inside now. Tell your decorators they did an amazing job in this place, he says finally before walking off. I'm patting myself on the back right about now, taking pride in my work. Alpha Christian, Beta Bentley, why is there a human here? An older man comes up next, with another old couple behind them. Welcome to Dawn Pride Alpha Roman. This is my mate in Luna. Amelia Christian replies in a tone much less friendlier than with the other Alpha. I feel his hand hold me a bit tighter around my waist. Very well. It was nice seeing you all again, he says briefly before continuing inside the venue, leaving us waiting for the next guests. We spend about an hour and a half greeting all of the guests until we hear signal that everyone has arrived. My feet are killing me from standing for so long, and Fee's already a bit off from the smiles. Most of the alphas were pretty nice. However, there were a couple who seemed a little after me. Some made weird comments, or flirtatious remarks. There was even a Luna who tried to get Christian's number in front of me. Safe to say not everyone is nice here, and I can tell Christian is on high alert. The three of us walk through the entrance of the dining hall and Christian guides me to the middle of the room as one of the workers hands him a microphone. Hello everyone and welcome once again to Dawn Pride Pack. My mate and I are honored you are all here and enjoy your stay. Dinner will begin shortly, so let's let the 20th Alpha Convention officially begin, he announces, and everyone erupts in applause. Christian holds my hand and guides me to our table after his opening remarks, and we get ready to eat. At our table there's me, my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilban. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Bentley and Eleanor. How were the introductions? Eleanor asks. Peaceful for now. Bentley replies simply. I can tell both men are scanning the room, constantly looking at everyone. Oh, you food. Eleanor exclaims as the waiters bring out our first appetizers. Bentley and I ordered the French onion soup, whereas Christian and Eleanor chose the salad. Would you like anything to drink? The waiter. Whiskey familiar. Christian gestures towards me. Well, split a bottle of champagne. Eleanor jumps in and smiles at me mischievously. Beer for me. Thanks, Bentley adds. The waiter nods and then hurries off to fetch our drinks. You do realize you're going to have most of the bottle, right? I say to Eleanor. Don't you worry about that, she winks at me and I giggle. I guess her fast metabolism by being a werewolf really helps with the whole intoxication issue. Our dinner goes by quite smoothly and the food is amazing as predicted. I did at least 5 taste tests of each dish to ensure everything was perfect. I had 3 glasses of champagne, and Eleanor polished off the bottle. I was happy to only be eating with them for right now, because I know the ball will have much more mingling. The waiters have just finished clearing the last of the dessert dishes and everyone has begun making their way to the ballroom. Are you ready to dance, beautiful? Christian says as he grabs my hand to get up from the table. Eleanor and Bentley left a little earlier than us to go to the bathroom. You'll have to lead. I'm not quite the dancer, I smile shyly and we push our chairs in. Stay close to me tonight, okay? He says, looking directly into my eyes. I nod and he leans in and plants a soft peck on my lips. Is everything okay? I ask him as we walk down the pathway to the ballroom. The alphas are all releasing a lot of their power tonight. It's really tense. Alphas normally release their power to assert dominance. In just hoping everything stays peaceful, he whispers in my ear. We walk into the ballroom and see everyone smiling and mingling, even some dancing. Right now there's some music playing on the speakers until the band finishes getting set up. It's 9:30 p.m. and I'm already exhausted. Alpha Christian, I hear a gruff voice say, and we both turn towards its owner. A man with thick black hair and brown eyes who looks around my dad's age walks towards us. Beside him is a woman with short brown hair and blue eyes. Christian's face lights up in a smile and shakes the man's hand. Hey Alpha Giovanni. Luna Polina. He nods to them. You must be the infamous Amelia. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Alpha Giovanni says as he extends his hand. I shake his hand in return and Luna Polina brings me into a quick hug. Alpha Giovanni and my dad have been very close friends for a while now. He was also at the meeting a while back, Christian explains, and I nod, understanding now who this man was. It's so nice to meet you both, I say smiling, and they both return it with a grin. Can you believe how big-headed some of these guys are? I swear if Alpha Roman tries any harder to be intimidating, he'll burst Alpha Giovanni, says, chuckling. We'll see how he handles the meetings tomorrow. If I have to ill-pop some GIEVOL in his drink, Christian laughs. We're going to dance for a bit. Luna Amelia. I'd love to have some tea with you tomorrow. Luna Polina says warmly. I'd love to. Are you able to come to the pack house? I turn to Christian to see what he thinks about it. Since you guys are staying with my parents, I'll bring Amelia by on my way to the meetings, Christian replies. We both wave goodbye to the happy couple as we part ways. Oh, for Christian, may I have a word with you? Someone else comes up to us and I turn towards the man. Achia's pretty old and has a cold scowl across his face. Of course, Alpha Richard. What can I do for you? Christian turns, smiles towards the scary man. Without the female, Alpha Richard says coldly, and my grip on Christian's hand tightens slightly. I hear Christian growl lowly at his disrespectful tone. I'll go check on the girls, I say, attempting to put on my best smile. I just want to get away from this creepy dude. Christian seems skeptical at first but eventually nods and walks off with Alpha Richard. I decide to walk towards the bar to get a drink to calm myself down a bit. Some of the people here are just so intimidating. Hey Luna, what would you like? One of my pack members greets me as I sit on a bar stool. Hey Marisol. I'll take some of the white wine sangria please, I reply smiling. One of my missions is to learn all the names of my pack members by the end of the month. And I'm about 80 done now. Hey beautiful. You need someone to accompany you back to the hotel room tonight. I feel a hand grab my waist tightly and a deep voice say. I turn around and see a familiar man, whose name I don't remember, smirking at me. No thanks, I reply simply and attempt to move away from his grasp on my waist. In Alpha we are next on, sweetheart. No one says no. He tries once more as he slides closer to me. I attempt to swat his hand away from my waist where he catches my wrist with his other free hand. The blood rushes from my face as I feel his tight grip on me. I don't think I could overpower an Alpha. Is everything okay here? I hear a familiar voice say, and I glance over to see Jackson eyeing Alpha WNSD on. Alpha WNSD on, what are you doing? Jackson says as he comes closer to us. Seeing his grip on me. We were about to leave actually. Mace talk Delta. Alpha WNSD on spits out as he tries to pull me with him. I try my best to stand my ground but his force easily overpowers mine. With my Alpha's mate. I don't think so. Let go of her, I'm warning you, Jackson snarls as he steps even closer to us. Worry and dread quickly fill my body. Just human. This one is mine, WNSD says, just as threatening. His grip around my waist tightens even more. Where HES actually starting to hurt me. WNSD don't make me ask you again. Jackson gets in Alpha Wen's ton's face and growls. That's Alpha to you, Mutt. He grits out. He tries to pull me with him again but Jackson grabs a hold of his arm and growls, pulling him back. What's going on here? Alpha WNSD on. My worry starts to vanish when I hear Christian's voice come into the situation. Why do you have your hands on my mate? He grits out as he comes closer to us. Why, your mate? Alpha WNSD on asks, suddenly taken aback. Christian growls and pries when Tom's hands off my wrist and waist, making me wince slightly from the pain on my waist. To my agent extraordinaire, Marilyn Nilbe, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing cruciate enthusiasm. You touch what's mine again, WNSD on, and I don't care about the convention rules. You're dead, Christian says coldly. He grabs me and brings me into his arms, wrapping them around my small frame. I bury my head into his chest, trying to calm myself down from this whole situation. Leave, Christian commands, and I hear footsteps falter. Angel, are you okay? Christian whispers as he rubs his hand down my back. Why, yeah, I reply. Now is not the time to freak out about this. There's hundreds of people in this room dancing. Luna, here's your sangria, I hear Marisol say, and I pull out of Christian's embrace to grab it from her. Thanks, Marisol. I reply smiling and turn back towards Christian. I shouldn't have left you alone, Christian signs as he rubs his head. I'm fine, Christian. You have so much to deal with, don't worry. Jackson came to him too. I attempt to reassure him. I am a little shaken up considering what could have happened if none of the guys Showed up, but you'll worry about those feelings later. I down the glass of sangria and place it back on the bar counter. Let's dance, I suggest as I hear the band begin to play a slow song. After you end, Lady Christian extends his arm and offers a slight grin. We walk to the center of the dance floor and I place my hand his neck, whereas he's resting lightly on my waist. Luckily just below where Alpha we nest beyond grabbed it. We start to sway to the music and I find myself getting lost in his eyes. Did I mention you look absolutely beautiful tonight? Christian says warmly as he twirls me around, causing me to giggle. You may have mentioned it a couple of times. You look pretty hot yourself, I compliment back and he grins. Everyone is complimenting on the decorations and food tonight. The Lunas are dying to meet you, Christian mentions, and I felt the goodness flowing inside me. I'm so glad, I reply smiling. Christian takes his hold away from my waist and cups my cheeks. You're so amazing, he says before he smashes his lips on mine. Our lips move together as my hands reach the bottom of his hairline as I pull his face closer to mine. Realizing we're in public, I pull away from the kiss after a few moments and catch my breath. I feel the heat on my cheeks rising as Christian kisses my forehead. We're in public, I whisper, and he chuckles. A big thanks for the amazing crowd tonight. That's a wrap, up for tonight's ball. Remember the meetings begin tomorrow at 10 am, the band announces, and I sigh in relief. Hopefully Christian doesn't have any other matters to attend to because I am ready to go home. Do you have any party things to deal with tonight? Christian asks. Nope. Any Alpha things? I return. He shakes his head and a wide smile grows on my face. Hone, I say happily and he laughs at my excitement. I mind-linked everyone, letting them know we're leaving. Christian replies after being silent for a few seconds. I nod eagerly and he holds my hand as we walk through the venue to the exit. The cold wind hitting my face once we finally get outside already makes me feel so much better. We walk down the steps and there's already a driver waiting for us, so I jump into the limo, with Christian following close behind. As soon as I sit down I tear my heels off my feet and sigh in relief. Do your feet hurt? Christian asks me as he sits down beside me in the limo. I reply, resting my head on his chest. Did Alpha we and St unhurt you? He helps more intently as he helps me pull out my ponytail from my hair. As soon as it's out, Christian runs his fingers through my hair and massages my head. I don't think so. Maybe my waist, I reply truthfully. His grip could have left a bruise, but at this point I'm more worried about what could have happened. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilban, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. We're here, the driver says, rolling down the little limo wall. Thanks, steady, Christian says as we both get out of the limo. I grab my heels and before touching the ground, Christian lifts me up bridal style and carries me into the pack house. Normally I would have told him to put me down, but my feet are hurting and I'm exhausted. I wrap my arms around his neck for support and rest my head in his chest. It only takes a few minutes before Christian opens the door of our bedroom and lets me down on the bed. I can't believe we have to do this all over again for the next 3 days, I say in a huff as I walk into our closet, changing into a pair of Christian's boxers and oversized t-shirt. How about we take a little vacation to ourselves after all this is done? Christian suggests as he changes as well. I walk into our bathroom and start washing off all my makeup and brushing my teeth. That sounds amazing, I reply smiling. We both finish washing up and preparing for bed in the bathroom. I zombie walk and collapse on our bed groaning. Christian collapses beside me and groans too. Good night, Angel. I love you, Christian mumbles as he pulls me into his chest, resting his head in the crook of my neck. I love you too, I reply. That's the last thing we say before we fall into a deep sleep almost instantly.